Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everyone. Thank you for watching DevRelCon Tokyo 2021 interview session. I'm Achi, head organizer of the conference. And in this time, I will introduce our awesome speakers and chat with them about their talk in 15 minutes. So today's guest is our Cherish Santoshi at our SA Labs. So welcome, Cherish. Hi, how are you?
Yes. Hi, it's I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, and I'm good, thank you. And I watched to the DevRel Asia 2020's your sessions, and in that time, your organization is Hacker Earth. Currently your organization moved to the. Sorry, I can't say about that SA Labs, right? So
Travel Labs. That's correct. Yes,
SAU Labo. You moved to the new organization, right? Oh,
that's right.
it, oh, okay. So at first, could you please introduce yourself? So you can talk anything about you, like your favorite technologies, programming language, frameworks, sports, hobby, books, or music, or anything about you.
Sure. So I have developer relation space for about 8 years now, and other than developer relation space, I like making content, and I also enjoy writing music and writing blogs for the community and for myself. I've been a musician and I enjoyed traveling quite some time. So that's what I've been doing ever since I was 15. So that's a little bit about me.
I see. So I think your career is so great because you are working at some type of crowd vendors and you hold on the manage big uh, it's a developer community like 5 million developers across the globe. So how to manage the 5 million developers groups? It's so big, I think.
Sure. So I while I was working with HackerOut, I think I joined them. When they were kind of growing as such, with the developer relations and in fact creating programs for the developer community. Today, HackerOut has reached 5 million developers, and I
Mm.
was fortunate enough to work with them. Because they have such a huge crowd, I worked with developers across the globe, and it was a great experience altogether. It's great to work at that scale. You learn a lot.
I see. So can I ask your cities, Chandigarh, because I have never visited to the I visited only Bangalore in India. I have no ideas about your cities, Chandigarh. So what is Chandigarh like?
Sure. So actually, I work out of Bangalore, but I am from Chandigarh. Chandigarh is very, very nice, very flat. It's very tiny. It's actually one of the first planned cities of the country. It was made in somewhere in early 1950s, and it's very tiny. So maybe let's say 10 kilometers into 12 kilometers, and it looks like a chocolate. It has an iron grid structure. So if you look at it from aerial view, it has boxes like that. So it's very tiny, very planned, and
Mm.
no matter where you're staying, wherever you stay, there's a park next to you within like 200 meters of walking distance. So super green
Oh, really?
as
Mm.
well.
Cool. Cool. I
Hmm.
see. So, okay, we will move to the next topic about your talk. So, your talk title is DevRel for Startups and what your founder and investor care about. So, please talking about or explain about your talk, abstract or summaries.
Sure. So essentially, like because last year we saw COVID actually accelerated a lot of growth in the ecosystem. What usually takes a decade to actually complete, COVID did it within 9 months or so. In that span, we saw a lot of communities rise up. We saw things which were not working actually fall apart, and we saw a huge surge in community-led companies. They were companies which were community-based, had higher valuations, and the interest in the VC world and founder world for communities kind of grew. Right. So to this time, when there are a lot of companies kind of building communities, and there are VCs who don't want to miss out on this trend, are investing in communities. There are people like me, and there are people from my fraternity who are working to build communities. And what I really want to do is tell them what your founders and VC will care about. What are the KPIs, methodologies, strategies, how community can help in valuation of the company, and how can you build something that your investors and founders extremely value. That's the crux of what my talk will be.
I see. I think in the Indias, DevRel is a bunch new culture, right?
That's right. That's right. I think Devil didn't exist for a long time here. While Devil started early 2000 in the US, in India it's still kind of growing. So a lot of
Mm,
companies are still warming up to the culture of communities and developer relations. And I think
mm,
the fact that there is a huge buzz in the community in the world right now about communities and developer relations, it's only
mm,
helping the country. uh, yes, there are institutional investors who do not understand, who try to understand it from a value from a revenue point of view. But there is a lot of value that communities and Devil can bring, and we have seen a lot of investors and founders kind of acknowledge that, address it, and build on it in last one
mm.
year.
I see. In Japan, most of manager or executive cannot understand what is DevRel or uh, they don't understand importance of developer relations right now. So I every time I have to explain about that many times for them. So in the Indias, what do you think about the founder or investors can understand the developer relations well?
Um, so this, I'll tell you what has happened, right? In last some in recent times, what has happened? There are communities, or there are companies which are built on developer relations, and developer communities, who have not just seen growth in numbers of traction, but also seen growth in valuation.
Mm,
And like for example, Postman is now a $2 billion company, and there's Notion, which is also $2 billion. There's Hasura, which is also I think about touching 100 million.
mm,
What and some of the startups who are like multi-million-dollar companies are even pre-revenue, which means they haven't actually brought in a lot of revenue, but the community that they've built, and which is so incredibly powerful, and it's so valuable to the company and to the investors, that they're able to get increase in their valuation round after round, right? And there is something interesting happening there, which tells me
mm.
that company than you would imagine.
Hmm, I see. So I have no idea the situation of startups in India. So could you teach me about that? Uh, how many startups in India, or how many startups are born in India in a year?
Oh, it's pretty this quite a lot. I'm not sure if I have that number handy, but
Mm,
yeah, there are a lot of companies actually. There are a lot of startup culture which is kind of accelerating here in India. But what I really want to focus upon is that there's a huge surge in startups which are community led, which means
mm,
initially what would happen is the startups would follow a bottom down approach, which means you would build a product, get a sales team, and then your
mm,
sales team would actually go out in the market and sell that product, right? Now, what
mm,
is happening is there are startups who build the developer community at first, make
mm,
sure that the product reaches alpha stage, beta stage, gets the product market fit, and then they bring in sales team, and then they go out and sell, right? So
mm,
now from top down, we have gone to bottom up, which means the community is first uses it, gives you the iterative feedback, you build on it, get it to a product market fit, and then go out and sell it. And that's a huge fundamental shift in mindset as well as culture in Indian startups.
mm. Cool. Okay, so you said community-led startups. So what type of tools they use it, like Slack or like WhatsApp or something?
So you mentioned what type of tools we're using, right?
Oh yeah, yes, yes.
All right. So based on the function, we are using different tools. We're using Asana, I think, for our product and project management. We're using Notion quite a bit. Notion is again like a fantastic new startup, right? And they have a beautiful community. They're valued at $2 billion. And this Notion is extremely beautiful when it comes to actually disseminating a lot of content. We're also using
Mm,
Discord for a community management because Discord has role management, voice channels, staging feature, and the replies are beautiful. It's dev friendly. There is app overlays. That's what we're using to manage our community, and I think
mm,
we've seen easier adoption. In fact, just now I was saying that it took us 60 days to reach 100 users, 30 days to reach 200, and only 7 days to reach 300 users. So the adoption
mm,
of our Discord community has been extremely powerful and accelerated.
mm. I see. So, and the last questions, KPI is very important for startups, I know. So, and developer relations, how developer relations to resolve the KPI problem?
Sure. So if you have a DevRel team, broadly you'd be everything that you do would fall into three categories
Mm,
loosely, right? There's developer experience, there's developer marketing, and there's community management. Developer
mm,
experience is how your product is being consumed by the developer.
mm,
The SDKs, the API documentations, product feedback, iterations, and things like that. That falls under developer
mm,
experience. Now, there's developer
mm,
marketing, which means how will you reach the developer you're supposed to? Not every
mm,
developer kind of works on your tool or your API. How will you reach the person you're supposed to? That's developer marketing. And the
mm,
third is community management. That's the glue which holds everything together, which is a function in itself, but it cuts across developer marketing and developer experience too, right? So
mm,
everything that you do will fall into three categories broadly. And you will have KPIs for all of them. Like if you have experience, you want to make sure that your product is being consumed properly, number of feedback touch points. For marketing, obviously traction and engagement, and community management means solving as many issues as you can possibly. So those
Mm.
are broad KPIs. I'll delve more into it into my talk.
I see. It's great. So, sorry, our interview time is over. So, thank you, Cherish. I know you have a great career of developer relations, and so I strongly recommend every attendee should listen your talk and getting the knowledge of the startups or KPIs knowledge from your talk. Okay. Thank you again. Thank you for attending the interview session, Cherish.
Thanks, Atsushi. Thanks for having me here. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Okay, so today's interview is done. Our conference, DevRelCon Tokyo 2021, will be held on the June 5th. Everyone save the date and waiting the day. Okay, everyone, see you next interview. Bye.